A very beautiful afternoon from wherever you're watching us. Time for Newsfeed. My name is Linda Alela as we take you through the news stories of the day. We have so much in store for you, and we kickstart right here as doctors in Nakuru have issued a 30-day strike notice citing failure by the county government to honor its pledge on promotions and employment of more staff at various hospitals within the region. Through the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, the doctors have accused Governor Lee Kinyanjui's administration of breaching the collective bargaining agreement.
So kwa muda uliopita 4 years zimepita, Nakuru County imeweza kuajiri madaktari 24 na ambapo kuna madaktari wengi ambao wametoka kazini kwa sababu wadaktari wametoka kazini juu ya county kutotimiza welfare zao.
I wish to let you know that in Nakuru County we have a total of 205 doctors. 205 doctors, 185 are on permanent and pensionable basis, and 20 are on contract, and the 20 were recently employed as per the documents I've just shown you. We have put in some of the issues that were raised is that the doctors are put on contract, which is happening even in the national government. As we speak, the national government has contracted staff, including doctors, on the USC program, and it has sent us 4 of them to this county on contract. So we are just following the normal laid out procedures as per national policy.
Elsewhere, villagers, elders in Uasin Gishu have welcomed the plans by Chief Justice David Maraga to launch a policy on alternative justice resolution mechanisms on the 27th August 2020. The policy is aimed at creating a regulatory framework on operations of all alternative justice systems, including village elders' approach. Speaking at Kibugen location in Uasin Gishu County during a sensitization forum on legal aid and alternative dispute resolution organized by Center for Human Rights and Mediation under Project Haki na Uadilifu Mashinani, the elders said that they were delighted since they will now champion for their pay in view of the regulatory framework.
Wakakuja wakawapea training so that wanapewa real training ile kama mnaenda university kufunzwa sawa.
Katika kazi yetu tukutana na changamoto sana. Unakuta kama wale mmesema wajane, unakuta kuna wanyonge pia ambao kutoka big family. Unakuta mtu anastaki mtu ambaye labda ni widow ama mjane ambaye ametoka kwa jamii ile, wale wenye nastaki ni wazito. Hata katika kapuka unakuta tunaendelea kesi, lakini amri inatoka juu, hiyo mambo isimame mara moja. Inapigwa juu, unakuta hasa yule mtu hata anachanganyikiwa. Hata katika kapuka unakuta naambiwa document yote zipewe kulingana na hiyo kesi.
Nyinyi sasa ndio unataka usaidizi. Nimesikia mmesema kesi. Hata mimi niko kesi ya miaka 30. Tena mimi natakiwa tarehe 28 mwezi. Wasasi walienda rika ya baba yangu ni Jomo Kenyatta.
Na is almost now 6 years. Na tunaambiwa tu tutalipwa. Tukienda huko tuko kwa Minister of Labor. Tuna deal na Mr. Bet, huyo ndio director wa pande ya nje. Lakini mpaka saa hii
Now, farmers in Githega, Kiahiti and Kifudha villages in Kangema constituency and Madarite village in Kiharu constituency, Murang'a County, are counting losses after livestock was attacked by what is being suspected to be a leopard. The farmers are now living in fear of attacks by the animal. They have called on the Kenya Wildlife Service to hunt on the animal to avoid more losses.
We are very fearful in this area because there are some animals which have been being seen here. We think they are leopards. We are not very much sure, but there was a time when nearby where the trap is kept, there was a woman whom I had sent to go and collect some firewood, and she saw the animal and she ran away.
Huyu mnyama sio mmoja, hata ni wanyama wawili au watatu, sababu wakati waliua hawa buzi hatuoni damu yoyote. Kwa hivyo tunasema sio mmoja, wako na number of them.
Jana tukakuliwa buzi 5 mahali tuko saa hii, na serikali walikuja wakatuma watu wa KWS na walikuja wakatuletea mtego tayari. Mtego imewekwa na tunatarajia
And President Uhuru Kenyatta has urged Nairobi Governor Mike Sunko and NMS boss Mohammed Badi to synergize efforts for better service delivery in the city. The president's calls comes amidst a power struggle in City Hall. Sunko has been accusing NMS of failing to respect his office as the county boss.
Kwa ndugu yangu Badi tunamwambia pole. Sasa kuendelea mbele tunafanya kazi. Hii mambo yetu wanasiasa walikuwa wanaingilia katikati ya Sambaya, watu wakaenda kwa Badi kumwambia mimi ni mbaya, utapangu kutembea Badi ni mbaya, lakini haja yetu hizi ni maendeleo. Kwa hivyo Nairobi waendelee kupata maendeleo. Kwa hivyo tuna mambo mengi, going forward tutakuwa pamoja kufanya kazi.
Kama mlivyosikia leo tumepatana, ile tofauti yetu baina yetu imeisha hivi leo, na nimeahidi gavana tutafanya kazi pamoja. Hakuna chuki kati yetu sisi. Shauri kazi yetu kama mlivyosikia ni kupeleka huduma kwa wananchi mahali iko. Kama ni barabara tutawajengea, hata mashinani. Kama ni maji tutawapelekea. Kama ni title deeds tutawapea haki zao. Kama ni mambo ya stima, kama ni mambo ya sewerage, zote tutawafanyia ili wananchi wote wa Nairobi wapate haki zao. Kwa hivyo kuanzia leo utatuona kwa gavana, siku ya Ijumaa tutakuwa pamoja, tutafungua vichuki bado.
And the Teachers Service Commission has issued new guidelines geared towards implementing the community-based learning program set to commence today. Under the new guidelines, all teachers employed by TSC will be required to register with the curriculum support officers and sub-county officers within zones they are currently staying. Eli Lugova reports.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to put the fate of more than 15 million learners unknown on whether learning will resume in January 2021 or not, the Teachers Service Commission has developed new measures that are expected to be observed in the new community-based learning program. This is to ensure that learners continue with education, as it's still unclear when schools will reopen. Under the new guidelines developed by the TSC, teachers and heads of schools will be required to identify suitable places for learning, sensitize and educate learners on COVID-19 prevention measures, organize learners according to their classes, set up face-to-face learning program of not more than 15 learners, utilize Nyumba Kumi program to ensure all learners participate, and develop daily activity-based program for engaging learners on life skills and values. Further, TSC has also developed protocols on online learning. Under these guidelines, teachers are expected to make learning as interactive as possible, make learners understand the learning expectations, use peer-to-peer networks, and emphasize self-guided learning. The new guidelines on community-based learning are set to begin on August 12 and will be jointly coordinated by the Ministry of Education, Interior, and Health. Eli Logova, TV47.
A section of West Pokot residents are now demanding the Northern Rangeland Trust, NRT, to terminate its conservancy operations in the county, accusing NRT of trying to push them out of their ancestral land. The residents have further criticized NRT for failing to include them in decision-making and consultations, terming the operations as a ploy to grab community land. A fellow conservancy manager, Silas Plimo, has, however, rubbished the allegations, saying that the NRT LRT has no plans to grab any land from the residents.
Tunataka yani tushughulishwe kwa na watu ya national government huko Nairobi, watuchungulie kwamba nini kilichofanya yani hii kitu isifunjwe. Kitu ambayo tunataka tu hiyo ifunjwe kwa sababu tumefurahia wakati ya kwanza. Hii kitu ifunjwe tu. Hiyo ndio jawabu swali ambayo inaweza kuwa tulisha.
Ninapinga mipango yao ambayo wamechora inji hii yetu bila idhini ya inji yetu ya watu wetu. Bila idhini ya wasee wote ambaye walikuwa upande ya North Pokot. Hiyo kitu imechumulisha North Pokot, West Pokot na Central Pokot.
Naomba serikali zote, polisi, watu ya CID, NSS wachunguze kiini ya hii kitu. Mbona hii kitu watu wanapigania kisiasa?
And moving on, the Ministry of Health has today received a donation of medical supplies worth 26 million shillings from the Indian government as the country escalates the fight against COVID-19 disease. The supplies were received by Health CAS Dr. Masi Mwangangi and her Foreign Affairs counterpart Babu Namwamba at the Kemsa Embakasi Depot. This comes at a time when the Health Ministry is under scrutiny of allegations of COVID-19 funds and aid.
Today we are here to hand over a consignment of medicines for the treatment of COVID-19. It's a gift, it's a donation from Government of India to government and people of Kenya. In recent times, our old historical and civilizational relations have been strengthened by our cooperation in the healthcare sector.
Now, street urchins in Trans Nzoia County are among the people feeling the heat of coronavirus pandemic as they struggle in streets and dumping sites looking for food. Boniface Baraza reports.
According to Maureen Sawenja, the founder of Kitale Elite Foundation that has been feeding street children on a weekly basis, the kids have suffered most during this period of corona pandemic in search of food.
Tuliangalia vile hawa watoto wanahangaika kwa mapipa wakikula chakula chafu na kila wakati, sasa hiyo uchumi iko chini, hawana watu wa kuwapatia pesa kidogo ya kukula kama vile walikuwa wamezoea. Watu wameathirika na corona, tukaona acha tuingilie kati tukaweze kuwasaidia.
Meanwhile, Mary Gatua, an education expert in Trans Nzoia County, has pointed out poor parenting as a major cause of the rising population of street kids in Kitale town.
As we are talking to these children, we are realizing that some of them, they have got parents even here in our county. And according to us, we feel that some parents are not really responsible. And we want to urge our parents, and especially in our county, we want to urge them to be responsible.
Future iko at risk. Manake watoto wengi wameathiriwa zaidi. Wao kukuja katika street, hata maisha yao ile jinsi ambavyo yanakuwa hayakui our build character ile ambayo inahitajika kwa community yetu.
On his part, Bondeni Assistant Chief Werunga Otunga challenged the county government to fast-track the process of relocating the street kids from Kitale town who are posing a security challenge.
Ninaomba county government pia iweze kuweka mikakati kwa ajili ya kuhamisha watoto ambao katika mabarabara, kwa sababu wanapoendelea kukaa katika barabara watajifunza tabia mbaya na watakuwa wahalifu. Ili tuweze kukabiliana na uhalifu katika jiji la Kitale, tunatakana sasa tuhakikishe ya kwamba jiji la Kitale halina street children.
Kitale town has an approximate population of not less than 400 street kids who move around to earn a living.
Wakati wa corona hakuna chakula yenye mnapata. Corona imeleta shida, watu wengi wameenda manyumbani hampati chakula. Hakuna chakula, masoko zinafungwa, na tuletea chakula, masoko zimefungwa zote. Kuna chakula. Tunatesikia tukakula tukamapipa hapa. Sasa tunashukuru kwa kutusaidia kutupea chakula.
Boniface Barasa, TV47, Trans Nzoia County.
Embu-based journalists have been called upon to make it simple while reporting on COVID-19 for understanding for the ordinary residents at the grassroots level. Media houses have been challenged to ensure they package information on COVID-19 in such a way that it does not create panic but build trust. Rosaline Kauge, County Director of Public Health, who opened the meeting, said so far there are 16 positive cases of coronavirus in Embu. Kauge also noted that 11 out of the 16 positive cases are self-quarantined in their homes, while only 5 are admitted at Embu Level 5 Hospital.
You go to assist us work because we may not make it without you. Just tell people that the earliest opportunity is the best. You have seen there are those with only 2 contacts, 3 contacts. Because the minute between day 1 to day 3, when they have a runny nose or a sore throat, they move very fast to be tested. Or they move to the hospital to rule out COVID-19. Embu County has screened 912. I want to give a breakdown of the 912. That 16, like I've said, are the positive ones. 787 are negative. And we are waiting for 109 results.
And Kemusheru village in Madeira constituency is divided over the appointment of controversial Gaikuyu sublocation assistant chief Masi Wanjiku. According to a section of residents, her appointment is being opposed due to her stand positions on the sale of alcohol and drug abuse in the area.
Ile tu ni fitina. Sasa anapigana na pombe. Hiyo ni shida moja. Ile kitu ingine ni discipline. Sasa juu akipata watoto kwa barabara anawaambia lazima lazima murudi manyumbani. Juu serikali ilisema msitembee kwa barabara ama mkae idle.
Kuna watu wanamzilete wakimwambia watamletea jabasi wampige. Sasa ndio tunauliza bwana Matiang'i apatia huyo sub chief alido na polisi kwa sababu kuna watu wanasemekana watakuja kumpiga wamchomea nyumba.
Now, the production of orthodox tea by factories managed by Kenya Tea Development Agency, that is KTDA, has risen by an impressive 25% in the year ended June 30th. The factories produced 2 million kilos of orthodox tea, up from 1.6 million kilos in the previous year, 2018-2019. The increased output reflects the ongoing investment in the machinery, with 10 factories having installed production lines for orthodox tea processing. Kenyan-made orthodox tea are mainly sold in Germany, Russia, and the United Arab Emirates.
We do the normal, we do the process we call roaring process. After the roaring process, the other stages we go to the fermentation, the drying, just like the CTC. We started this project in Immense Tea Factory in the year 2018. And so far we are the highest selling in terms of the orthodox prices. We are still the leading. Farmers are very, very optimistic of this project. Immense is known for plucking tulis at the bud. The quality is very superb. Most of the farmers take this as a business. They are able to get tulis at the bud, which really favors this type of teas. In orthodox, you don't just do any kind of tea. You have to be very, very specific in terms of the quality of teas you get from the farm, of which our farmers have really accepted. They are doing it very well. They are plucking tulis at the bud, and they have already seen the benefits.
The National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, has today conducted an inspection of houses in Rongai and Gong towns in Kajiado County that have been affected by damaged sewerage systems, thus affecting the surrounding environment. In the exercise conducted by NEMA Director in the county, Joseph Kopejo, a total of 25 households have been served with a 14-day notice to fix the mess.
tunataka kila mtu ahakikishe kwamba ameshughulikia mambo ya maji taka ambayo yanatoka kwa nyumba yake. Lakini sio hivyo peke yake. Kama wewe ni mteja, unakaa kwa hiyo nyumba, unalipa rent kila mwisho wa mwezi. Kama hiyo nyumba inatoa maji taka, pia wewe uko na hatia kwa sababu ya kuendelea kukaa hapo, kutoa hiyo maji taka ambayo inaenda kwa environment yetu. Kwa hivyo tutachukulia hatua mwenye nyumba na pia wenye wako hapo. Nyumba kama 15 ambazo tumetarget wako na siku 14 kurekebisha hayo kuhusu mambo ya maji taka kutoka kwa manyumba zao. Kama sio hivyo, wale wateja wako hapo ndani itabidi watoke, watafute makao mengine tofauti mpaka siku ile mambo ya maji taka kutoka hayo manyumba yatarekebishwa.
And now let's take a short break. We'll be right back within a minute or so with more news. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now let's proceed as the Rwandan Parliament has added its voice to the growing call to drop a Rwandan woman accused of genocide denial from a committee established to examine the European country's colonial past in the Great Lakes region. Diana Iriza from Kigali, Rwanda has more details on the same.
Now, a statement released on Monday by August House welcomed the decision by its Belgian counterparts to establish a committee that will look into the Belgian history with its colonies, that is the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda and Burundi, but it also expressed its concerns over the inclusion of Laure Uwase. The nomination of Uwase, a member of Jambo ASBL, a Belgian-based organization accused of denying and trivializing the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, has led to criticism of the Belgian parliament, especially by genocide survivors who feel she lacks the credentials to be part of the commission. Parliament say that the initiative underscores the importance of historical clarity and collective memory of prerequisites for forging a healthy future of mutual benefit and respect. The Parliament of Rwanda reiterated its willingness to further strengthen the existing relations with the Belgian House of Representatives. Uwase is one of the founders of Jambo ASBL and has previously served as Secretary General of the organization and an editor of its negationist publication Jambo News. The organization has been described as a coalition of genocide deniers who are mainly children of disgraced politicians who entrenched ethnic divisions and the genocide ideology. The commission is expected to submit its first report by October 2020, which will uncover the truth based on research on the history of Belgium during the colonial period. Belgium colonized Rwanda between 1922 to 1962, but the country's legacy was tainted by violence and division rule that later on led to the 1994 genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsi. Diana Iriza, Kigali, Rwanda.
And now to more on the global scene. President Donald Trump has called Kamala Harris